Hey guys, I'm Ria. I have been a trader for 4 years now, and I thought it was about time I hop on YouTube and share some gems with you guys because it has been a journey, and it has been such a journey. And I wish that there was someone there at the start of my journey who was as open and transparent and honest about this journey as I'm about to be with you right now. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been so many highs and there's been so many lows, pun intended, right? There's been so many highs and so many lows. And I am just so grateful that I have gone on this journey and that I have been able to take others on this journey with me and encourage others to take this journey with me. So, the first reason why I'm going to trade for the rest of my life is because it actually gives you the freedom to design your life. So when I say the freedom to design your life, like most people, when they have their jobs, they have to clock in and clock out at a certain time. You know, they have to report to their manager, they've logged on, or they have certain events and stuff to turn up to at a certain time, regardless of whether they want to or not, just to maintain their paycheck, just to make sure that they're getting a paycheck every single month. And for me, I've brought back a lot of my time freedom. So as much as I still do have a 9 to 5, which I love, by the way, I don't necessarily have a clock in and clock out time, right? If I like to go into the office on Mondays and Thursdays for my own routine and stability. But if I genuinely decide that I really can't be bothered to go into the office today, or I don't have the energy to do that, it's okay, because what I might do is the freedom location that trading gives me is that I can just pick up my laptop from anywhere, provided I have internet connection, Wi-Fi, and my phone. Sometimes not even my laptop, sometimes just my phone and Wi-Fi. I can literally just pick up my phone and do that from anywhere, because it's allowed me to design my life in that way. The same way I can do that on the other side of the world, in the USA, for example, or in Thailand, or in Spain, or wherever. I can choose to do it when and how I like to do it, right? Even when I am running workshops through my job, when I am actually doing things that I love to do, helping young people, inspiring young people through my 9 to 5, I can still on the sly pick up my laptop, but provided I'm not disrupting the session, provided that, you know, I'm not being openly explicit with it, I can just silently collect my coins. And as much as, you know, I'm not a billionaire or a millionaire right now, I've actually bought myself a skill set that's going to feed me for a lifetime, right? Because I'm no longer reliant on one source of income. I'm no longer reliant on somebody telling me how many paychecks I can get a year. Like, relying on 12 paychecks a year is not, it's not going to get you to financial freedom or financial success. It's really not. So the second reason why I will trade for the rest of my life is because it has taught me to be patient. And it's taught me to be patient in so many aspects of my life. Like, if you knew me beforehand, you'd understand I'm a very impatient, very impulsive character when it comes to certain things. And understanding that you need the patience to sharpen your iron and understand when to strike at the right time. Because, like, think about like runners and sprinters, right? They train off the court for hours, years, months, right? Just to have their 10 seconds or 30 seconds of shine on the racetrack, right? Because they have patience. They have the patience to understand that you train when it's the right time and then you strike at the right time, right? And then when you strike big. But you need to have that patience to not, you know, let silence and, you know, being in your down season affect what you need to do to be able to strike when you strike big, right? Because, like, think about it, guys. Babies. When a woman gets pregnant, it takes 9 months for a baby to be born. 9 months is quite a long time, right? People are expecting success in 3 weeks or 2 months. No, 9 months, 2 years, whatever. The birth of something big may even take a longer time than 9 months, right? But the longer it takes, the greater the birth of that baby, so to speak, right? So you need to understand when to strike at the right time. And it's taught me that patience, it's taught me that discipline, and it's taught me that, you know, if you just slow down and you understand that greatness is meant for you, regardless of whether you take loss after loss after loss, if you're patient enough, you know that you're going to strike big when the time is right. Reason number 3 is because it has taught me that knowledge applied is power, right? Everyone goes to school, they learn, even in their jobs, there are certain things they have to learn, qualifications they may have to undergo to be able to execute on a certain skill. But a lot of people just learn for the sake of learning. A lot of people will put on a YouTube video thinking it's going to motivate and inspire them, or, you know, like, if you actually ask someone, what do you need to do to make your life better in every single area and every single aspect, they would probably be able to tell you. They're probably able to map it out for you so well. Like, if you just gave them the right probing, they would know what to do. But the problem with people, and the problem with why most people don't succeed in any area or certain areas of their life, is because they don't actually apply what they know they need to do to their life, right? They don't apply the knowledge that they actually know is going to move the needle. And, you know, only a set of unique and dedicated people know that they can go from loss to loss to loss to loss without loss of enthusiasm for the sport, for the art, and be able to still apply that knowledge, knowing that it's only going to work probably 70% of the time, right? And those are the sorts of people that I want to be around, the sorts of people that, against all odds, and even when the odds are so against them and so out of their favor, they are still able to commit to the process, trust the journey, without actually being excited about the results, because they know the results are going to come later. If they trust the process, they apply the knowledge, right? They know the result is going to come regardless, because that's just the law, that's just physics. Last reason I'm going to leave you guys with, trading is always going to be something that I do, is because regardless of the actual technical skill of trading itself, it teaches you about strategy, right? And everybody has a different strategy. The people I teach them a certain strategy. I was taught a certain strategy, which I then mixed around with other strategies that I had learned to create my own unique strategy that works for me and works for the way that I like to trade. But you have to be intentional about your strategy. You have to trade your plan. And if you're not trading your plan, you're just going to F everything up, right? And if you're intentional about sticking to the script, like, let me tell you guys a little story. I used to work at a call center called Searchpoint UK. Searchpoint UK, look it up. It's in Leeds. And I got moved to the sales team, and they said to me, when you're going and cold calling people, all you have to do, don't make up your own script, stick to the script, right? And even if you're like, a person swears at you or says, I don't want to talk to you right now, just stick to the script. Because if you stick to the script, 1, you can't be told off. 2, you know what your success rates are using this built up system, right? And 3, you just know, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, you're at least going to get 1 yes, or 2 yeses, or 3 yeses, right? Because people are scared of no's because they're not actually being intentional. But if I'm being intentional, if I wake up every day with the intention of, I'm going to trade my plan today, I'm going to stick to the process, and I'm going to trust the process, I know that 70% of the time I'm going to succeed. And I've heard this quote, and this quote has stuck with me, and I even wrote it on my whiteboard not long ago. And it was that if you are going to be terrific in this industry, the trading industry, if you're going to be terrific in this industry, you only need to win 6 times out of 10. You only need to be right 6 times out of 10, and you're terrific in this industry, because most people only have a 50% win rate in certain situations like this. But it's about maximizing and maintaining your profits once you get them. So if you follow your strategy, you are an intentional, out on the charts and off the charts, there's no way that you can't succeed in this industry, right? There is no way you can't succeed in this industry. So as you can see, guys, it's a beautiful day. I want to go enjoy the rest of my day now. I've already traded today. I've done other work today. I was on meetings today. Now I'm just chilling out, you know, having a little drink. Gonna go to the gym later and just enjoy the life that God has blessed me with. And if you found value in this content, please make sure that you like, comment, most of all, subscribe, because if you don't, I probably will never see you again. And other than that, see the next videos for more gems. See you later, guys.